Have you ever heard of the saying, $1 million ocean views? Well, this property has $1 million ocean view and it's priced under $1 million. Aloha everyone. Today I'm standing on the lanai of a short-term rentable condo in Kahana, showing off the ocean views. So in today's video, I'm going to give you a quick tour of this property. It's Kahana Reef, Unit 411, and you're going to want to make sure to stick around to the end because I'm going to show you what the rental income versus expenses should be for a unit similar to this one. Let's jump right in. Kahana Reef is located oceanfront on Maui's west side. It's a 4-story building comprised of 88 studio and 1-bedroom units. The property we're going to take a look at today is a top floor, 1-bedroom floor plan. Full disclosure, it is located in an area that has recently seen significant beach erosion. But Kahana Reef is set on a sturdy seawall. Currently priced under $900,000, it really is a bargain compared to similar properties in other areas. The property has 611 square foot of interior living space. As soon as you enter, you're going to have the bedroom and the bathroom immediately to your right, and the kitchen and living room areas are on the ocean side of the property. Now the property is not in any current rental program, so there are some fairly easy changes I would make to the furniture and decor to bring it into more of a vacation rental style. But most of the major upgrades have already been completed. And of course, the one thing that you can't change is a property's view plane, and this one is already spectacular. Let's head back inside and take a closer look at the living room and kitchen areas. One of the benefits of the property not already being in a rental program is that it appears to be very lightly used. It's very well maintained. You do have a nice, full, clean kitchen with stainless steel appliances. The cupboards and cabinets appear to be in really good shape. You might consider painting the wooden cupboards and cabinets more of a lighter color, just to give the property more of a beachy type of a vibe. But I definitely don't think you would need to do a full kitchen remodel. It's just not necessary and not worth the expense. You might also consider replacing some of the furnishings just to give it a more modern feel. Let's head back to the bedroom and bathroom. Since the property is not currently set up as a vacation rental, the bedroom does have some clutter that you're going to have to look past. But for the most part, it's in really good shape. I might consider removing the bed's current headboard and replacing it with regular nightstands, which will help open up the space. I would also consider changing the color of the bed cover, adding some tropical themed artwork, and buying a slightly larger TV that I would wall mount centered on the wall facing the bed. Let's go take a quick look at the bathroom. I do think the bathroom is already set up quite nicely. You might consider painting the cupboards and cabinets, but just like the kitchen, I don't think it's 100% necessary to make that change. The shower is already tiled quite nicely, and I really like the design on the glass enclosure. From here, we're going to head outside and take a look at some of the amenities. Of course, being on the top floor, the 4th floor is great, but you want to make sure that you have an elevator in your building, and this unit does have an elevator. 411 is easy access to the elevator. Let's take a look at the mountain views from the back of the building. And here you are. So I'm standing on the lawn, ocean side of Kahana Reef, and I figure I'd give you a quick view of what it looks like from the ground down here. Of course, you see they do have a pool and a nice green lawn. Views of Molokai. We are on a seawall, a nice sturdy seawall, and as we continue to rotate here, you're going to see lanai off in the distance as well. Let's walk down a little ways. Well maintained, Nice property. Of course, great ocean views. And a nice, peaceful, quiet ambiance. They do have a barbecue grill that I'm walking towards right now. And you do have access to the ocean. Even though there's no beach in front of this property, there's two places where you can step down off of the seawall. There's steps to get into the ocean directly from the property. So the access to the ocean on both sides. This is the north side access. You can walk down these stairs, jump in the water if you like, go for a swim. And also show you too, there's a space for surfboard and kayak storage. Again, on the north side of the building here. Okay, so let's take a look at the juicy details of the rental income versus expenses. We're going to look at this like a two-step process. First thing we're going to do is take a look at the rental income potential, and then we're going to subtract the expenses. We're going to take a look at a rental income analysis that has been created specifically for Kahana Reef one-bedroom units. This spreadsheet shows the nightly rental rate for 3 different properties currently offered for rent at Kahana Reef. It factors in the seasonal variation of those nightly rates, and then it calculates what a full year's worth of rental income could be at different occupancy rates. The 3 different comps show what the most affordable rental could be at Kahana Reef, what an average unit is renting for at Kahana Reef, and what the nicest units are renting for at Kahana Reef. Since Unit 411 is top floor and has had a recent remodel, we're going to be using the highest comp. One-bedroom vacation rentals on Maui are currently experiencing about 90% or higher occupancy rate. So for this exercise, we're going to leave a small margin of error and use the yearly rental income derived from an 85% occupancy, which calculates to $90,387.30 per year. Next, we're going to take that number and plug it into our income versus expenses spreadsheet. From here, we're going to want to subtract the property management expense. This particular property manager charges a 25% management fee plus a 3% credit card fee on all bookings. So we're going to use a property management fee of 28%. We subtract 28% from our $90,000 in gross annual rental income, which gives us just over $65,000 in rental income after property management expenses are considered. Moving on, we're going to take a look at the monthly expenses for this specific property, starting with the maintenance fee, also known as the HOA fee. For this property, it's roughly $1,100 a month. This HOA fee does include most of your utilities, including water, sewer, trash, and even cable and Wi-Fi. Owners are just responsible for the electric bill of their specific unit. For a unit of this size that does not have AC, like Kahana Reef 411, I would expect somewhere between $100 and $150 per month for your electric bill. In this case, we're going to plug in $150 a month. The HOA fees also include most of your insurance requirements, but you're still going to want to factor in a small amount for interior contents insurance and liability insurance. In this example, we're going to factor in $75 a month for that insurance. We also want to factor in our property tax expense. Property taxes are public record, so I simply look up last year's property tax for the entire year and plug it into our spreadsheet. All these expenses add up to about $1,741 per month, or calculated on an annual basis, roughly $20,900 in property expenses per year. Next, we simply subtract our property expenses from our net rental income. This gives us just over $44,000 in cash flow per year. Of course, there are other factors to consider as well. If you're not buying with all cash, you're going to have to factor in your mortgage expense, your principal and interest, and of course, you're going to want to factor in a small budget for maintenance items that will pop up throughout the year. And one final comment on this rental income versus expense study. These numbers are based on our current market conditions. As is true with any investment, there is no guarantee that past performance will guarantee future results. These numbers are provided for educational purposes and should not be understood as investment advice. So if you're considering purchasing a vacation rental condo here on Maui, please feel free to reach out to me directly. This is one of my areas of expertise. I've helped dozens of clients identify and purchase their slice of paradise here on the beautiful island of Maui. And of course, I invest in properties similar to this myself. That's it for the video, you guys. Thanks again for watching. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Aloha.